Every morning for 3 days, Jacob noticed a peculiar sight on his way to work: a cat sitting unmoving in the snow. Its persistence and lack of movement sparked his concern, leading him to investigate on the 3rd day. What he discovered next to the cat in the freezing cold was so unexpected and alarming that it compelled him to call the police immediately. As Jacob approached, the reason behind the cat's unwavering vigil became heartbreakingly clear, revealing a situation far more serious than he had ever anticipated. Welcome to Wonderbot Animals. Jacob didn't think much of the cat the first time he saw it. It was just sitting there in the snow. Sure, Jacob felt a little sorry for the animal, but it could always get up and walk over to a warmer place, right? Well, when Jacob spotted the same cat in the exact same place the next day, he began to doubt his initial way of thinking. As he passed the cat on day 2, he looked at it intently, trying to see if it was actually still alive. Luckily, he noticed the cat's breathing. He instantly felt relieved, but the question about why the cat wouldn't just go someplace warm lingered in his mind. He had never owned a cat before, so he didn't know much about them, but even he knew sitting outside in this weather wasn't healthy. On the 3rd day, Jacob couldn't take it anymore. The cat had even more frost on its fur than before and was visibly shaking. Taking it home wasn't an option for Jacob, as he was allergic to cats, but he was desperate to help the poor animal some other way. That's why he decided to go to the pet store and buy the cat some food and a blanket. Jacob figured if the cat didn't want to move to a warm place for some reason, he would bring the warmth to the cat. He bought a soft-lined box specially designed for cats and some food to put inside it. He also bought an extra little blanket for inside the box and some treats just to give the cat some extra comfort. With the goods in his hands, he began to walk back to the street where he had seen the cat. He wondered what would make a cat sit still in the middle of winter. Wouldn't its paws get cold? Thinking about the cat only gave Jacob more determination to help. But as he turned the corner, he saw something that made him stop in his tracks. There, in front of the cat, stood a little girl. She stared at the cat with kind eyes, but didn't move. Suddenly, she crouched down and reached out her hand to pet the cat, but the cat began to hiss. Jacob's eyes grew wide with shock at the sudden aggressive demeanor of the cat. What if it didn't accept Jacob's help? Slowly, Jacob began to doubt his plan. What on earth was he thinking, helping a random cat on the streets? He wanted to turn around and return everything he had bought, but he stopped. He couldn't just give up now. Even if the cat had to warm up to him, it would be worth it in the end. He had to push through. So, Jacob walked over to the cat. He watched the cat's every move, trying to see how it reacted to his presence. At first, the cat didn't move a muscle. But as Jacob got closer and closer, he noticed how the cat's eyes almost pierced through him. The cat was looking at him just as much as he was looking at the cat. "Sweet kitty kitty," he whispered as kindly as he could. He moved incredibly slowly, trying not to startle the cat. He crouched down a few feet away from the cat and slowly placed the box and food on the ground. He slowly pushed the box toward the cat until it was right beside it, thinking it would get inside on its own as soon as it felt comfortable enough. But as he sat there, waiting for the cat to get inside the box, Jacob noticed something on the other side of the animal. There was something sticking out of the cat's fur, but Jacob couldn't see what it was. He slowly reached his hand out to grab it, but the cat hissed at him and even tried to scratch him. Whatever it was, it meant a lot to the cat. Intrigued by his sudden discovery, Jacob reached inside the box and grabbed a few treats. He placed the treats in front of the cats on the snow to hopefully gain some of the cat's trust. He watched as the cat's little nostrils began to move as the treat's scent reached its nose. After, the cat was contently nibbling. He quickly placed another hand of treats in front of the cat and swiftly grabbed whatever the cat was sitting on. For a second, the cat looked at Jacob with shocked eyes, but it quickly resumed eating. Jacob's heart was beating in his chest as he looked at the object in his hands. It was covered in snow, but Jacob had a feeling about what it could be. He brushed the snow off the object and realized he was holding someone's wallet. As soon as Jacob held it in the air to look at it, the cat spotted it too and began to meow loudly. It tried to grab it with its paws, but Jacob was too high up. Jacob wondered why a cat would be so protective over a wallet. Curious, he opened the wallet to look inside. It was filled with cash and cards, but no ID or picture. As he wanted to close the wallet again, he saw a single droplet of blood on one of the dollar bills. A wave of unease washed over Jacob, and he got an eerie feeling something wasn't right about all of this. Jacob's hands trembled slightly as he held the wallet, its worn leather cold and damp from the snow. The sight of the bloodstain, stark against the green of the dollar bill, sent a chill down his spine. It was just a small droplet, but its presence was ominous, hinting at a story far more sinister than a lost wallet. He couldn't shake off the uneasy feeling that something terrible had happened to its owner. Carefully, Jacob opened the wallet further. Inside, he found several bills of various denominations neatly stacked together alongside a collection of credit cards and receipts. None of them bore any identification, a fact that puzzled him. Why would someone carry a wallet with no means of identification? As he sifted through the contents, his mind raced with possibilities, each more troubling than the last. He returned his focus to the blood-stained bill. It seemed out of place amidst the otherwise orderly contents. The blood was dried, a dark, rusty color against the green paper. He wondered about its origin. Was it from the wallet's owner or someone else? And how did it end up there? These questions swirled in his mind, urging him to find answers. Jacob's thoughts were a whirlwind of speculation. Could this wallet be a clue in a crime? Perhaps something violent? The lack of identification, the single droplet of blood, it all seemed to point to something more than just a lost item. His concern grew as he considered the implications. He knew he couldn't just ignore it. This was no longer just about a wallet or a cat in the snow. Determined, Jacob decided he needed to investigate further. He couldn't ignore the nagging feeling that he had stumbled upon something important, potentially dangerous. The bloodstain was a silent witness to an unknown event, and he felt compelled to uncover its story. He resolved to start by examining the wallet's contents more thoroughly, and then perhaps reach out to the local community for any information about recent unusual activities. As Jacob sifted through the cards in the wallet, one particular card caught his eye. It was an old, slightly faded membership card for a local library. Unlike the other cards, this one had initials engraved on it, MK. These initials stood in stark contrast to the JS that appeared on the other items in the wallet. This discrepancy was puzzling. It suggested that the wallet might contain belongings from more than one person, deepening the mystery. Jacob's curiosity was now thoroughly piqued. The mismatched initials opened up a host of new questions. Why were there items from different people in the same wallet? Was MK connected to the wallet's owner, or was it just a random inclusion? Each possibility seemed to lead to a more complex web of scenarios. The mystery of the wallet was growing deeper, and Jacob knew he had to delve further. Turning the card over in his hands, Jacob pondered the significance of the initials MK. They could be a crucial clue in unraveling the wallet's story. Was MK a friend, a family member, or something else entirely to JS? The card might be a vital link to understanding the events leading to the wallet ending up in the snow, guarded by a seemingly loyal cat. Jacob laid out the wallet's contents on his kitchen table, trying to piece together a coherent narrative. The cash, the cards, the bloodstain, and now these mismatched initials. They all formed pieces of a puzzle. Who were JS and MK, and what was their story? The connection between these two individuals could be the key to solving the mystery surrounding the wallet. Resolute, Jacob decided his next step would be to research the mysterious initials MK. He planned to start with the local library, hoping they could provide some information on the cardholder. Perhaps the library records would reveal something about MK that could lead to a breakthrough. With this new lead, Jacob felt he was getting closer to uncovering the truth behind the enigmatic wallet. Before heading to the library, Jacob decided to engage his neighbors about the cat and the wallet. He started with Mrs. Thompson, the elderly lady who lived next door. She was often up at odd hours and knew everything that happened in their street. He hoped she might have noticed something pertinent in the past few days, perhaps a clue that he had missed in his initial observations. As he walked from door to door, Jacob collected various accounts from the neighborhood. Some had seen the cat and commented on its unusual stillness. Others mentioned seeing unfamiliar cars parked at odd hours. Each story added a piece to the puzzle, painting a picture of the neighborhood's daily life, with all its routines and irregularities. Jacob listened intently, hoping for a detail that would make sense of it all. The neighbors' observations of the cat were particularly intriguing. Several mentioned seeing it sitting motionless in the snow day after day, which they had initially dismissed as peculiar but harmless. Mrs. Jenkins, from across the street, recalled how the cat always seemed to be staring at something intently, as if guarding it. These accounts reinforced Jacob's belief that the cat was key to understanding the wallet's mystery. As he spoke with more residents, it became clear that the community shared Jacob's concerns about the strange situation. People expressed unease about the unmoving cat and the mystery of the wallet found beside it. Their collective anxiety mirrored Jacob's own, and it bonded them in a communal desire to solve the enigma. This neighborhood, usually quiet and disconnected, was now united by a shared intrigue. Through these conversations, Jacob realized that while many had noticed the cat's odd behavior, most had overlooked it as a trivial matter. It was a classic case of something unusual becoming part of the background, a peculiar detail in their daily lives that didn't warrant further thought. Jacob, however, saw it differently, as a potentially crucial element in unraveling the mystery of the wallet. During his conversations, Mr. Larson, a retired schoolteacher living 3 houses down, mentioned something intriguing. He recalled seeing a suspicious-looking individual in the area several nights ago. This person was loitering around the street where the cat was found, seemingly out of place in their quiet neighborhood. Jacob's interest was immediately piqued. Could this individual be connected to the wallet, or perhaps even to its mysterious contents? Jacob pondered the possibility that this suspicious character might be linked to the wallet he had found. The timeline seemed to coincide, and the proximity to where the cat had been sitting was too close to be a mere coincidence. He wondered if this person had lost the wallet, or worse, had taken it from someone else. Each potential scenario led to more questions than answers. With each new detail, the mystery seemed to deepen. The appearance of an unknown individual in the neighborhood around the same time as the discovery of the wallet added a layer of suspense. Jacob felt a growing sense of urgency to unravel this puzzle. The pieces were there, but how they fit together remained elusive. The story of the cat, the wallet, and now this mysterious stranger interwove into a complex tapestry. Jacob couldn't help but speculate about the motives of this suspicious character. Were they merely passing through, or was their presence in the neighborhood intentional? Could they be involved in something nefarious, or was it a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time? Jacob knew that understanding this person's intentions could be key to solving the puzzle that was slowly consuming his thoughts. Armed with the new information, Jacob began to form a theory about the events that had transpired. He pieced together the timeline, the appearance of the mysterious individual, the cat's protective stance, and the wallet's contents. It was like assembling a jigsaw puzzle without the picture on the box, challenging but not impossible. He felt he was close to making sense of it all, one piece at a time. Jacob settled in front of his computer, opening up several browser tabs. He started with local online forums, where residents often shared news and concerns. Then, he moved on to official missing person databases, searching for any recent reports that might offer a clue. The initials MK were his guiding light, a beacon in the vast sea of information he waded through. He meticulously combed through each entry, looking for a match to the initials. Jacob cross-referenced the information from the wallet with the details in these reports. He knew that if MK was out there as a missing person, there would be some record, some trace that he could follow. The search was tedious but necessary, a puzzle waiting to be solved. Gradually, Jacob began to narrow down the possibilities. He discarded cases that didn't match the time frame or had different initials. With each eliminated option, his focus sharpened, bringing him closer to a potential match. This process of elimination, though time-consuming, was crucial. Each discarded lead brought him a step closer to the truth. Emerging possibilities. After hours of searching, a few potential identities began to emerge. These were the cases that shared commonalities with the scant clues he had: the initials, the time frame, the general location. Jacob felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. These names could be the key to unlocking the mystery of the wallet, the cat, and the blood-stained bill. Jacob leaned back in his chair, eyes tired but mind racing. The pieces were starting to come together. He felt like he was on the verge of a significant discovery, one that could change everything. It was a delicate balance of hope and caution, knowing that each step forward could unravel a story far bigger than what he had initially imagined. Jacob's exhaustive online search eventually led him to a recent missing persons report that caught his attention. The report detailed the disappearance of an individual known only by the initials MK, who had mysteriously vanished a few weeks ago. The lack of further information was frustrating, but the coincidence of the initials was too striking to ignore. This could be the breakthrough he was looking for. As he delved deeper into the missing persons report, Jacob cross-referenced the initials MK with the library card from the wallet. The match was undeniable. A sense of realization washed over him. The person he was reading about, the missing MK, was possibly connected to the wallet he had found. This connection could be the key to unraveling the entire mystery. Jacob began to wonder if there was a connection between the missing person and the cat. It was a long shot, but the cat's strange behavior, guarding the wallet so diligently in the snow, seemed more meaningful now. Could the cat be waiting for its missing owner? The thought added an emotional dimension to the mystery, making it even more imperative to find answers. This new revelation about the missing person added a significant layer of complexity to the case. Jacob felt as if he was being drawn into a story much larger than he had originally thought. The wallet, the cat, the mysterious initials, and now a missing person. Each element was a piece of a puzzle that was slowly coming together, forming a picture that was both intriguing and unsettling. The potential connection between the missing person and the situation he had stumbled upon hit Jacob with the force of a revelation. This wasn't just a curious investigation anymore. It had escalated into something much more serious. The urgency of finding a missing person, possibly in danger, weighed heavily on him. He knew he had to act quickly and decided that his next step would be to contact the authorities. Determined, Jacob picked up his phone and dialed the local police station. His voice was steady as he explained the situation: the cat, the wallet, the blood-stained dollar, and the connection to the missing person, MK. The officer on the other end listened intently, asking a few questions. Jacob felt a sense of relief mixed with apprehension as he set the wheels of an official investigation in motion. Once at the police station, Jacob presented the wallet and its contents to the detectives. He laid out everything he had discovered: the mismatched initials, the library card, the accounts from his neighbors. The detectives took notes, their expressions a mix of skepticism and intrigue. Jacob hoped his information would be the catalyst needed to advance the investigation and shed light on the mysterious circumstances. The police, spurred by Jacob's findings, intensified their investigation. They allocated more resources and began a thorough examination of the wallet's contents. Detectives revisited the scene where Jacob had found the cat and the wallet, looking for any overlooked evidence. The case, which had started as a minor query, was now being treated with the seriousness it deserved. The detectives focused on establishing a connection between the missing person, MK, and the wallet's contents. They scoured through missing person reports, cross-referencing them with the details Jacob provided. The police also began interviewing residents in the area, hoping to uncover any sightings or interactions that might provide a lead. The investigation was branching out, touching various aspects of the neighborhood's life. Despite handing over the evidence to the police, Jacob remained deeply involved in the case. He offered to assist the police in any way he could, drawing from his interactions with the neighbors and his observations. The detectives appreciated his input, finding his local knowledge and initiative valuable. Jacob felt a growing sense of responsibility to see the investigation through, driven by a desire to uncover the truth. While revisiting the spot where he had first seen the cat, Jacob noticed something partially buried in the snow. It was a small, crumpled note. His heart raced as he carefully unfolded it. The note, exposed to the elements, was damp and slightly smudged. Jacob wondered how he had missed it before. This could be a crucial piece of evidence, perhaps left intentionally by someone. The note contained a series of cryptic messages. Phrases like, "Trust no one," and "They're watching," were interspersed with more enigmatic words that seemed almost like a code. Jacob's mind raced as he tried to make sense of it. It was clear the note was written in haste, under duress. The sense of urgency and fear was almost palpable through the scribbled handwriting. Jacob spent hours poring over the note, trying to decipher its meaning. He considered each phrase, each word, in the context of what he knew so far. Was the note a warning, a clue, or a desperate plea for help? The disjointed nature of the message made it challenging to interpret, but Jacob was determined to find some semblance of sense in it. Realizing the potential significance of the note, Jacob decided it was imperative to bring it to the police's attention. He carefully placed the note in a plastic bag to preserve it and headed to the station. The detectives were initially skeptical, but as Jacob explained his discovery and his interpretations, they began to see the potential value of this new piece of evidence. With the addition of the note, the scope of the investigation expanded significantly. The police launched a more detailed search of the area where the cat was found, looking for any additional clues. They also started to consider the possibility of hidden messages or codes within the note, bringing in experts to assist. The case, already complex, had taken on a new, more intricate dimension. In a small room at the police station, Jacob and the detectives laid out the note, examining it under a bright light. They scrutinized every mark, every smudge, and every unevenly spaced word. The experts brought in by the police suggested that the peculiar phrasing might indicate a hidden message or a code. Jacob watched intently, his mind buzzing with possibilities, as they tried to unravel the note's secrets. As the analysis continued, a theory began to take shape among the investigators. The missing person, MK, might have witnessed a crime and gone into hiding. This theory seemed to align with the note's urgent and secretive tone. The cryptic messages could be a disguised way of conveying vital information or a call for help while trying to avoid detection by someone. Reflecting on the cat's persistent presence at the site, Jacob and the detectives began to view its behavior in a new light. Perhaps the cat was more than just a lost pet. It might have been protecting something important, something related to its owner. This idea lent an emotional depth to the cat's actions, portraying it as a loyal guardian amidst the unfolding mystery. The story of the cat, steadfast in the snow, guarding the wallet and the hidden note, became a symbol of loyalty and the keeper of secrets. It was as if the cat knew the importance of what it was protecting. Jacob felt a newfound respect for the animal, seeing it not just as a pet, but as a loyal companion, intertwined in the complex web of the case. With each new clue, the wallet, the initials, the note, Jacob and the police felt they were closing in on the truth. The puzzle was gradually coming together, revealing a narrative that was both intriguing and heartbreaking. The mysterious behavior of the cat, the cryptic note, and the missing person were all part of a larger story, one that they were now on the cusp of understanding. Motivated by the latest discoveries, the police, aided by Jacob, intensified their search efforts for the missing person, MK. Teams scoured the neighborhood and beyond, following every potential lead. Jacob's involvement was more than just assistance. It was personal now. He felt a deep connection to the case, driven by the desire to bring closure to the mysterious events that had unfolded in his quiet community. As the search continued, the pieces of the puzzle began to align. The connection between the cat, the wallet, and the missing person became increasingly clear. The cat's steadfast vigil in the snow was not just a random act. It was a silent cry for help, a guardian's last stand. The wallet, with its cryptic contents, was a breadcrumb leading to the heart of the mystery. In a dramatic turn of events, the missing person, MK, was found in a nearby town, alive but in a state of distress. The reunion with the cat was profoundly emotional. The cat, upon seeing its owner, immediately ran to them, meowing and purring with a mix of relief and joy. It was a poignant moment that brought tears to the eyes of everyone present, including Jacob. The story of the cat and its owner captured the hearts of the community. People talked about the incredible bond between them and how the cat's loyalty had played a key role in solving the case. For Jacob, the reunion was a moment of reflection on the mysterious and often unspoken bond between humans and their pets. It was a reminder of the depth of loyalty and love that transcends understanding. Jacob's role in solving the case earned him newfound respect and admiration in the community. People recognized him on the streets, thanking him for his perseverance and dedication. Local newspapers featured his story, highlighting his contribution to the case. Jacob felt a deep sense of accomplishment and a stronger connection to his neighborhood. He had started as a curious observer, but ended up as a key figure in bringing a lost soul back home.
If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.